So I'm like, I'm doing physical therapy like 3, 4 times a week and stuff. It's like really, it's awful. I'm like doing all this stuff. I got a messed up neck. I still do to like this day. I still have horrible like migraines and stuff like that. And so like the whole time I'm in physical therapy, like the company and their insurance company they're like threatening me, like you need to go back to work or we're gonna sue you, like this whole time. And so I'm like, I'm okay, like I guess I quit. I'm not gonna go back. And I had a really awesome physical therapist though. Like, I even before this, I for as long as I can remember, I've like struggled with depression and anxiety and
Hmm.
stuff like that, like very severe depression. And she like was really in tune with all of this. And like one day when we were at my session, we were talking and I was like, she's like, what have you been up to like between our sessions? And I'm like, nothing. I like literally just sit and stare at the TV, I like don't do anything.
Hmm.
And she started asking me like, what did you like to do before you got injured? What were your hobbies? Stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I like to play music, but I was also having like a hard time with like the coordination after the head injury with playing guitar. It was very frustrating. And we talked about making art and stuff. And she's like, "Well, why don't you?" She's like, "I'm going to give you some homework. Why don't you go home in the next couple days? Draw something or make
Hmm.
make something." And so I ended up like going home and I was like just sketching and drawing and stuff like that, and like I brought it in and she was like really like, oh wow, like this is incredible. And I remember thinking like, oh thanks, it felt really good to make something. And the whole like the whole time I was in, like recovering and stuff, I was also like collecting pins and stuff like that. Yeah, I
Hmm.
like it was just like one of those weird coincidences. And the funny thing is, I never, during this whole time, I was like, oh, I could do this. It was more or less just, I like really enjoyed the community. I really enjoyed the thrill of the hunt, looking for ISOs and stuff. And